Spence, just before we go any further, I'm seeing quite a bunch of messages coming in. Any word of Billy Joe Saunders? Not that long ago, Billy Joe was on with us.
Yeah.
And he was giving his thumbs worth about who was doing what in the fight game. As to whether he was going to fight or not again, he wasn't definitive on that. What are you hearing?
Well, there was an attempted comeback. I think he went out to Spain, didn't he? Fort Ventura or somewhere like that. He was in training camp. He was trying to lose the weight. We know he put on a lot of weight. And where are we at with it? I saw him a few weeks ago. He was still optimistic that he was going to fight again, but I'm not sure that will happen, Jim, if I'm totally honest.
When I did that up front with him about 2, 3, 4 months ago, he was categoric he was going to fight a cruiserweight at 175.
Yeah.
Light heavy, sorry, not cruiser.
Yeah.
Light heavy at 175, and he was going to fight in December. Categoric.
Okay.
And here we are in February.
Here we are in February, but soon we'll be in April. And April is when we think, and the sensible thought is, Jack Catterall will get his chance to avenge that controversial first defeat at the hands of Josh Taylor. Do you remember that decision that Catterall thought he didn't have, and Taylor won it? That was up in Scotland. The two of them said to be ready to fight again in Leeds. In fact, just yesterday, Jack Catterall was telling me, yeah, I'm ready to sign the contract.
Yeah, I think right now we're as close as we've been to getting it on. I think I've made it clear, and Josh has made it clear, we both want the fight. It was coming to an agreement, and I do believe we are close to getting an announcement really soon.
It's 2 years on, Jack. I mean, this has been a long time coming for you to get your opportunity again.
It has. It's been a long time coming, but I'm a big believer, everything for a reason. And I feel like a much better fighter now, so second time round me is in for a world of pain. So
any day now, Jack, you'll be able to say, right, I can concentrate on a venue and a date, and it's Taylor. Correct, says Jack Catterall. Where's your head regarding this one? Is it Catterall's turn this time to win?
Yeah, I believe so, because I believe the fight's going to be announced at 140, which was where they boxed last time. 140 pounds, which is super lightweight.
I thought you meant 20-2. I was getting ready. Right, 140, okay.
Simon, that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with anyway.
I'm so sorry, carry on.
Super lightweight.
You could be more precise about timing, could you?
Simon were both open about where this fight landed, if it landed at 140 pounds, which is super lightweight, or at 147 pounds, which is welterweight. I think that if you go 147, and I lean towards Josh Taylor for that in the return, because Josh Taylor was the one that was struggling like mad to make the 140. I think he's outgrown 140, if I'm honest. Fight lands at 140 again, so I go Catterall and go for him quite big.
Whoa, okay. Josh Taylor, I wonder what Josh Taylor will show up in the night if and when this takes place, as we have every good reason to think it will, in April, Simon. Josh Taylor, I remember when he was on the last time with us, he was none too happy with you.
I do hope that you go and correct what is in people's minds like myself, because I had you to be a standout Hall of Famer. And I want you to go and right that wrong, like Carl Froch did it with George Groves, when people went, hang on a second here, that's an early stoppage. Everyone, and most people are, not just mouthy people on Twitter, a lot of people have got a set of balls that will say it to you. Say, nah, I don't know about that, Josh. Maybe Andre Ward won't, but a lot of people will. So I want you to go in there and straighten that one out properly, and I hope you're going to do it.
Well, how many times do I need to say it to you? I've already said it to you 3 times in this interview that I'm going to fight him again.
But what you guys say, Josh, and what you guys do are two different things. I want to make sure that we get this in an unequivocal position, that you deal with Teofimo Lopez in the next 2 or 3 months when you're fit, and that you're going to fight Jack Catterall this year, so everyone can get this situation resolved properly, and then you never have to listen to it again, do you?
How many times do I have to say it then? That's the 4th time.
Fantastic. So sometime this year, you're likely to fight Jack Catterall, yes?
At some point, but listen, it's not about Jack Catterall at the minute, is it? It's about Teofimo Lopez.
He doesn't like you, does he?
No, but he was right, though, isn't he? Because it was about Teofimo Lopez. It was the next fight, which he duly went and lost. So now it's about Jack Catterall.
Yeah, but it should have been about Jack Catterall the first time anyway. I mean, that rematch should have happened within the 6 months. For whatever reason, the rematch hasn't happened. Catterall's always deserved that rematch. Yeah. And I believe that the reason that Josh Taylor, which I think is a stupid decision to fight at 140, but the reason he's gone back to 140 to fight is because he reckon he won't get the recognition. If the fight goes at 147, he maybe not get the recognition that...
Maybe. But I mean, Josh Taylor's in the winning business, isn't he? Yeah. And I understand that the stipulation for 140 has been Josh's, alongside wanting a 22 by 22 size ring and whatever else he wants.
Who do you fancy in that?
I think Josh Taylor is the class act that we thought he was. Obviously, he's lost to Teofimo Lopez and he's lost some lustre because everyone is against him for the Jack Catterall outcome. I picked Josh Taylor, not because I want Josh Taylor to win or I want Jack Catterall to lose. It's because I think that Josh Taylor is an elite fighter and something's happened, and if he can't make 140, why is he insisting upon it? Spencer's argument is that if he fights Jack Catterall at 147, he loses the credibility. Well, if he loses to Jack Catterall at 140 because he can't make the weight, he loses the credibility full stop.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So you take the best option available to you. So he obviously thinks he can fight at 140. Jack Catterall really, really fancies this, and I really like him. I think it's funny he's putting up interesting little memes of people holding the Magna Carta, that scroll-like list of things that Josh Taylor requires out of this fight. But I can tell you what it will be. It will be a great fight, and there's proper needle here. And if you want to see jeopardy in a fight, you'll see it in a build-up. They'll get the audience behind them, and you've got a great fight coming up in Leeds.
And listen, if Taylor can turn this around, and that is for me a huge if. And if he does, I mean that is a credible victory, because Jack Catterall won that last fight clearly. Yeah, he was very unfortunate.
Josh needs to win more than Jack does, because Josh, to some extent, he's in nowhere land now. He's gone from being a pound for pound potential to losing to winning against Jack Catterall, no one thought he won, to losing against Teofimo Lopez. He's in a very difficult position career-wise, because all of a sudden his career has gone a bit bandy. He needs to win this fight. Really needs to win this fight.
Simon Spencer, I mean, one thing we do know is that night it ended controversially.
Very.
And Catterall and his followers thought he'd won. I must admit, looking back in it, I thought he'd won as well, having seen the whole thing. Yeah. But Taylor got the nod. So in other words, it's led to debate about judging. This never goes away. The judging, about how they get to a fairer decision, how they get to an unequivocal decision, etc., etc. And now WBC President Maurizio Sulaiman believes boxing, quotes, must implement video replay technology for big fights coming this year to help cut out controversial incidents. Are you having that?
Well, listen, I believe that they want to implement that in the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk fight. They're talking about video replays, etc., etc. So look, I'm sort of up for it, if I'm honest, because we do seem to
help them come in terms of scoring.
To help them come to the decision that it's the correct decision, like VR, isn't it? It's like, because I think that we sometimes see illegal blows go in, it causes cuts and whatnot, and then the guy will win the fight, and I think it puts that.
Is it? Are they talking about utilising it in between rounds?
Yes.
To check their own scoring, to make sure they've seen things the way they've seen
things.
Well,
I mean, for example, a perfect example would be what happened in Daniel Dubois Usyk. Yeah, and the low blow.
Yes, that's a great example.
So during the break, at that moment, surely that's when Sulaiman's technology would be brought in.
That's exactly what it is.
Right. Does this go any further, or what happened in that moment?
Stops the controversy. And I think that, I think that had that been in place for the Alexander Usyk
fight, what would they have done?
Had that been in place,
he scored a 10-8 to Daniel Dubois in that round.
But
I've gone on and lost.
But he wouldn't have got the 5-minute break on the floor in between the rounds. And then Dubois lost his momentum. Then you saw him. Dubois was fired up. Right. He was ready to go. But that may have changed the fight.
But with due respect, that's not judges. That's the refereeing. So how's the referee going to use the video replay?
Well, no, because they'll have the video replay out there and relay that to because the referee's gone to, like with Usyk, 5-minute break. So he's allowing that. In that 5-minute break, they can say, "Whoa, that wasn't a low blow. Get him on with it."
So the judges someone
overrule it.
Would interact with the referee.
I think it's technology there and then, Simon. I mean, Sulaiman's saying we must have instant replays. Look at it. Look at it again quickly if you need to, and then it's decided.
Interesting. This is a man that can't get mandatories to fight for years in a row at the WBC, gives belts away for non-event titles, but suddenly he's the cutting edge of boxing now.
Yeah. Spencer, before we hit the break, finally, we're going to hear from Ben Shalom, the chief exec of Boxer, in the final part today. Wayne Rooney. Is this really about to happen? Are we really going to see Wayne Rooney lace up his gloves? Of course, Wayne, more recently in football management, sacked at Birmingham City. There was talk, I even read the other day, it might head out to Saudi Arabia. I don't think that's come to much. But he's a big boxing fan.
He is.
That we know. We understand he's been in touch with KSI before about getting in the ring with him. And of course, it would be at YouTuber level.
So
Listen,
in touch with KFC.
His family. He comes from a boxing family. He had a couple of good boxers in his family, so it's in his blood. He's always wanted to have a little go at it, and I think it happens. Misfits Boxing is what KSI is a part of that, and I believe that that's what he's looking to do. Simon's right, you know. It might be a little, again, just about him just trying to find some sort of direction, some sort of focus, discipline, because he's put on a bit of timber, isn't he?
He has indeed. Haven't we all? But here's the thing, Simon. I mean, many people shrug off.
You look good, actually.
I've lost.
Wayne in a ring with boxing gloves laced up and ready to go. Yeah, sure, it conjures up some kind of an image in everybody's heads. But having said that, there will be an appetite for it. Of course there will.
Of course there will.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've got a 3-year-old kid that watches marbles being dropped into a bucket of water, and it's got 17 million views on YouTube.
Jim, I'm going to
There's
give
an
you
appetite
one.
for everything, isn't there?
Jim, I'm going to give you one. Could you imagine this?
That's
Wayne
an unfortunate
Rooney,
expression, Spencer.
top of the bill. Wayne Rooney versus Sugar Ray Jordan. I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it. I would pay money for that. I would like to.
I mean, there must be a price on that, Simon.
I would like to be ringside for that for the 17 seconds that it lasts. We are coming up to 1:45. Whether Wayne gets in the ring or not, I am not sure, but we'll follow it. Of course, we follow all these things.